What if I told you there's a place just 30 minutes from Lisbon where fairy tales come to life, where palaces seem to float in the clouds, and where every corner holds a secret that could change how you see Portugal forever? I'm standing in Sintra right now, and what I'm about to show you in the next 20 minutes will have you booking your flight before this video ends. But here's the thing: most tourists get Sintra completely wrong, and I'm about to reveal the insider secrets that locals have been keeping hidden for centuries. Stick around because location number 3 has a hidden room that most visitors never find, and the story behind it will blow your mind. Hey travel adventurers! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I explore the world's most incredible destinations so you can travel like a local, not a tourist. Before we dive into today's ultimate travel guide, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I post new travel guides every Tuesday and Thursday, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. And if you find this video helpful, which I know you will, smash that like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm share this with more travel enthusiasts like yourself. We're growing an amazing community of curious travelers, and I don't want people like you to miss any of our adventures too. Today, we're diving deep into Sintra, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that's so magical, even the Portuguese consider it otherworldly. Now, here's what makes this video different. I'm not just going to show you the typical tourist spots. I've partnered with local historians, secret keepers, and even palace guards to bring you stories and access that you won't find anywhere else. Ready? Let's dive in. Location number 1. Pena Palace, the fairy tale castle. Our first stop is the crown jewel of Sintra, Pena Palace. But wait, before you think, oh, another castle tour, let me tell you something that will change everything. This isn't just any palace. Pena Palace is what happens when a German prince falls in love with Portuguese culture and decides to build his dream home on top of a mystical mountain. King Ferdinand II didn't just want a residence, he wanted to create a living fairy tale. Look at these colors. Yellow, red, purple, blue. It's like someone took a rainbow and turned it into stone. But here's the secret that most guides won't tell you. Each color represents a different emotion and season. The yellow represents joy and summer, the red symbolizes passion and love, and the purple? That's mystery and magic. Ferdinand II was obsessed with romanticism, and every single detail here tells a story. Step inside, and you're transported into a world where Portuguese azulejos meet German engineering, where Moorish arches dance with Gothic spires. This room we're standing in? It's called the Arab Room, and the intricate ceiling took craftsmen over 3 years to complete. But here's where it gets interesting. See that small door over there? That leads to Ferdinand's private study, where he would spend hours designing new additions to the palace. The locals say he would dream of new rooms and wake up sketching them at 3 a.m. And this view? This is why Ferdinand chose this exact spot. On clear days, you can see all the way to Lisbon and the Atlantic Ocean. Imagine waking up to this every morning. Quick question for you: if you could build your dream palace anywhere in the world, where would it be? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one. Pro tip: visit Pena Palace first thing in the morning, around 9:30 a.m. Not only will you beat the crowds, but the morning light hitting these colorful walls creates a magical atmosphere that's perfect for photos. And here's an insider secret if you ask nicely. Some guards might show you Ferdinand's hidden viewpoint that most tourists never see. Now, if you think Pena Palace was impressive, wait until you see our next location. It's a place where love conquered death, where architecture defies gravity, and where a tragic love story created one of the most beautiful monuments in the world. But first, if you're enjoying this deep dive into Sintra's secrets, show some love by hitting that like button. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to create more content like this. Location number 2. Quinta da Regaleira, the Initiation Wells. Welcome to Quinta da Regaleira, a place that seems normal on the surface but hides some of Portugal's deepest mysteries underground. This isn't just a palace and garden. It's a temple to the occult, a playground for secret societies, and honestly, it's the closest thing to real-life treasure hunting you'll ever experience. Quinta da Regaleira was built by Antonio Augusto Carvalho Monteiro, known as Monteiro the Millionaire. But he wasn't just rich, he was obsessed with alchemy, mysticism, and secret knowledge. Every single element in these gardens has a hidden meaning. And this is the famous initiation well. Look at this. We're standing at the edge of a 30-meter deep spiral staircase that descends into the earth like a reverse tower. But why would someone build this? As I walk down these 23 stone steps, and yes, the number 23 is significant in numerology, I want you to imagine what it felt like for secret society members centuries ago. Each step represented a level of spiritual enlightenment. At the bottom, there's a compass rose embedded in the floor, pointing to the 4 cardinal directions. But here's the incredible part: this well connects to a network of underground tunnels that span the entire property. Follow me into these tunnels. The walls are rough-hewn stone, and the air is cool and mysterious. These passages were used for initiation ceremonies where members would navigate in complete darkness, symbolizing the journey from ignorance to enlightenment. And look where we emerge: different grottos scattered throughout the garden. Each one represents a different element: earth, water, fire, and air. Montero created a real-life adventure course based on ancient mystical traditions. The palace itself is equally fascinating. Gothic Revival architecture mixed with Renaissance elements, and if you look closely at the facade, you'll spot Templar crosses, alchemical symbols, and references to Dante's Divine Comedy. See this window? It's positioned to catch the light at specific times of day, creating shadows that form mystical symbols on the interior walls. Montero was obsessed with how light and shadow could convey hidden messages. Now I'm curious, do you believe in hidden meanings and secret societies? Or do you think this is all just elaborate decoration? Let me know in the comments what you think. Here's your insider tip for Quinta da Regaleira. Download the official app before you visit. It has augmented reality features that reveal hidden symbols and stories as you explore. And wear comfortable shoes, you'll be doing a lot of walking and climbing. Speaking of mysteries, our next location holds the most romantic and tragic story in all of Sintra. It's a place where a king's love for woman led to one of the most beautiful palaces ever built, but the story doesn't end there. There's a hidden room in this palace that reveals a secret that changed Portuguese history forever. Stay with me. Location number 3. Sintra National Palace, the Royal Secrets. Those 2 massive white chimneys aren't just architectural features, they're landmarks that have guided travelers to Sintra for over 700 years. Welcome to the Sintra National Palace, the longest continuously inhabited palace in Portugal, and the keeper of royal secrets that span centuries. Unlike Pena Palace's fairy tale colors, this palace whispers its stories in white stone and blue azulejos. But don't let its understated exterior fool you. Inside these walls, Portuguese history was made, broken, and remade again. This is the swan room, and those aren't just decorative birds on the ceiling. Each swan represents a different noble family that served the Portuguese crown. But here's what's fascinating: the positioning of the swans tells a story of alliances, betrayals, and political intrigue. See that swan with its neck slightly turned? That represents the House of Braganza during a period of political uncertainty. Medieval nobles who understood the code could literally read the political climate by studying this ceiling. But this room, the Magpie Room, this is where royal scandal becomes art. King João I had an affair, and when court gossip started spreading rumors, he commissioned this ceiling showing 136 magpies, each holding a scroll with the words, "Pour Bem, for good." Essentially, the king turned his scandal into a work of art that said, "Yes, I had an affair, but it was for good reason." Imagine having that level of confidence. But now comes the part that most visitors never discover. Follow me. Behind this seemingly normal tapestry, there's a hidden door. This is Manuel I's private chamber, where he would retreat to make the most important decisions in Portuguese history. And in this room, there's something incredible. Look at this: original maps from the Age of Discoveries, personal letters from Vasco da Gama, and navigation instruments that guided Portuguese explorers to the New World. This room is essentially a time capsule of Portugal's golden age. This astrolabe here? It belonged to Bartholomew Dias, the first European to round the Cape of Good Hope. And these letters, they're correspondence between Manuel I and Christopher Columbus, discussing trade routes and territories. But this is the crown jewel, an original copy of the Treaty of Tordesillas from 1494, where Portugal and Spain literally divided the New World between them. Most people think this treaty is in some grand archive, but one of the original copies has been hidden here in Sintra all along. Standing here, holding documents that changed the course of world history, gives me chills every single time. This is why I love travel. It's not just about seeing beautiful places, it's about connecting with the human stories that shaped our world. Now, here's the thing about accessing this hidden room: it's not always open to the public. You need to book a special Royal Secrets tour, which only runs twice a week and is limited to 8 people. But trust me, it's worth every euro. Before we continue, I want to know, what's the most incredible historical artifact you've ever seen in person? Share your story in the comments. From royal secrets to natural wonders, our next destination takes us from the mountains to the sea. It's a place where Europe literally ends, where Portuguese poets found inspiration, and where the sunset views will make you understand why people have been making pilgrimages here for centuries. And if you're still watching, you're part of the 20% who really loves deep travel content. Hit that like button to show your support. Location number 4. Cabo da Roca, the end of the world. Cabo da Roca, the westernmost point of mainland Europe, where Portuguese poet Luís de Camões wrote that here, the land ends and the sea begins. Standing here, with the Atlantic Ocean stretching to infinity, you understand why ancient peoples thought this was literally the end of the world. This lighthouse has been guiding ships since 1772, and it's still active today. But what makes this place truly special isn't just its geographical significance, it's the feeling you get when you realize that the next landmass west of here is North America, over 3,000 miles away. This monument marks the exact coordinates: 38 degrees 47 minutes north, 9 degrees 30 minutes west. For centuries, this was as far west as Europeans could go without ships. Imagine being an explorer in the 15th century, standing right here, wondering what lay beyond that horizon. I've been to Cabo da Roca at least 20 times, and it never gets old. There's something about the raw power of the Atlantic, the way the wind carries stories from across the ocean, the way the light changes every few minutes as clouds race across the sky. These cliffs rise 140 meters above the sea, and the geological formations tell the story of millions of years of ocean power. See those layers in the rock? Each one represents a different geological era, a different climate, a different world. And if you're lucky like we are today, you might spot some of the wildlife that calls these cliffs home. Those are Iberian magpies, and down there, if you look carefully, you might see seals resting on the rocks below. Here's your pro tip for Cabo da Roca. Time your visit for golden hour, about an hour before sunset. The light at this time of day is absolutely magical, and you'll understand why this place has inspired poets and artists for centuries. For photographers, bring a wide-angle lens and a tripod. The wind here can be incredibly strong. We're literally at the edge of a continent facing the open Atlantic, so stability is key for those perfect sunset shots. But Cabo da Roca isn't just about natural beauty. This place represents something deeper: the Portuguese spirit of exploration, the courage to venture into the unknown, the willingness to push boundaries and discover what lies beyond the horizon. Question for you: what's the most remote or edge of the world place you've ever visited? I love reading about your adventures, so share them in the comments. From the edge of the world to our final destination, a place that combines the best of everything we've seen today: natural beauty, royal history, architectural wonder, and a story of love that created one of the most photographed spots in all of Portugal. If you've made it this far, you're truly part of our travel family. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We've got so many more incredible destinations to explore together. Location number 5. Monserrate Palace, the hidden gem. And here we are at Monserrate Palace, the location that locals consider Sintra's best-kept secret. While tourists crowd Pena Palace, smart travelers come here to experience the perfect blend of architectural brilliance and botanical wonder. Look at this architecture. It's like someone took the Alhambra in Spain, mixed it with an English country manor, and set it in a Portuguese paradise. This is romantic architecture at its absolute finest. Monserrate Palace was built by Sir Francis Cook, an English millionaire who fell in love with a Portuguese woman and with Sintra itself. He wanted to create a palace that would honor both his English heritage and his adopted Portuguese home. Step inside, and you're in a world of architectural fusion. Moorish arches, Gothic windows, Indian-inspired domes, and Portuguese azulejos all working together in perfect harmony. Each room represents a different architectural tradition. This is the music room, with perfect acoustics designed for intimate concerts. Sir Francis would host some of the greatest musicians of the 19th century here, and the sound in this dome is absolutely incredible. Listen to this. Claps hands or speaks, showing echo effect. The acoustics are so perfect that a whisper at one end of the room can be heard clearly at the other end. But the real magic of Monserrate is in these gardens. Sir Francis Crick was an obsessive botanist who spent decades collecting plants from around the world and creating different climate zones throughout the property. We're walking from a Mexican desert to an Australian eucalyptus grove to a Japanese garden, all within a few hundred meters. There are over 3,000 species of plants here from every continent except Antarctica. And this is my favorite secret spot in all of Sintra, a hidden waterfall tucked away in a corner of the garden that most visitors never find. The sound of the water, the filtered sunlight through the trees, the sense of discovery, this is travel magic at its purest. Some of these trees are over 150 years old, planted by Sir Francis himself. That giant sequoia there? It's one of the oldest in Europe. And those camellias bloom year-round because of Sintra's unique microclimate. For Instagram lovers, Monserrate offers endless opportunities. The contrast between the Moorish architecture and the lush gardens, the play of light and shadow through the arches, the reflection pools that mirror the palace perfectly. Here's your insider tip. Monserrate is included in the Sintra Cascade Natural Park ticket, but most people skip it because it's a bit further from the town center. That's exactly why you should go. You'll have this incredible place almost to yourself, especially in the late afternoon. And there you have it, the 5 places you absolutely need to visit in Sintra, Portugal. From the fairy tale colors of Pena Palace to the mystical wells of Quinta da Regaleira, from the royal secrets of Sintra National Palace to the edge of the world drama of Cabo da Roca, and finally to the hidden paradise of Monserrate Palace. But here's what I want you to remember: Sintra isn't just about checking locations off a list. It's about connecting with stories, feeling the weight of history, experiencing the magic that has drawn people to this special corner of Portugal for centuries. If you're planning your Sintra adventure, here are my final tips. Buy the Sintra Cascade Natural Park ticket for access to multiple sites. Start early to beat the crowds, wear comfortable walking shoes, and most importantly, allow yourself time to get lost and discover your own magical moments. If this video inspired you to add Sintra to your travel bucket list, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're building an incredible community of curious travelers, and I don't want you to miss any of our adventures. Drop a comment below telling me which of these 5 places excited you the most, or share your own Sintra experience if you've already been. I read every comment and love connecting with fellow travelers. And if this video helped you plan your trip to Portugal, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to see the magic of Sintra. Trust me, they'll thank you later. Before you go, check out these 2 videos, one about the hidden gems of Lisbon that most tourists miss, and another about Portugal's most incredible coastal towns. Until next time, keep exploring, keep wandering, and keep discovering the magic that's waiting around every corner.